back. So we're finally at our garage tour, and that includes a whole bunch of stuff because this garage has a lot going on. As you've watched the videos, you've seen the MR2s, but there's a lot of stuff happening around the MR2s because, you know, before I was fully into the MR2 builds, you know, I was into rebuilding bicycles, rebuilding RC cars, collecting models. So clearly I love cars and clearly I love to build stuff. So that's kind of like how this has evolved. Essentially the garage is a 2-car garage. You know, my goal, my dream is to have a 3-car garage one day. So let's get those subscriptions going so we can probably make some money on YouTube. But ideally I'd love to have a 3-car garage one day with a long driveway or, you know, just some type of acreage that you can literally just move about without being in the streets. Because currently I'm in a townhome, as most of you guys probably see. So with that said, we're going to talk about what it is that I have here, what we work with as we do these car videos and have fun with our MR2. But let's start off with, you know, when I first got into this whole thing, I started collecting these diecasts. Now, this car in particular, the Subaru, I remember buying this car, and my friend Kevin, you know, I went to his house because I always loved Subarus. And I bought this car at the mall and I brought it back to his house, and he's like, what am I doing that? And I'm like, well, I'm buying this because I can't afford the real thing. So I'm gonna buy this, and that's a goal. So I've established a goal. And I do believe in life, you kind of have to set goals, even if you don't know how you're gonna achieve them, and just work towards that. Because even at work, I always tell people the things you talk about, the things you focus on, that's what's gonna happen in your life. So that's my 2 cents of advice for the group. So I bought the model and I kind of saved and had it as a goal, and I eventually got the Subaru, as most of you guys have seen in the garage, right? Now, Celicas, I had a Celica back in the day. This is the all-track, always wanted an all-track. You guys saw the last video. So this has still been on my mind to get an all-track. So although we didn't get that one, which a lot of guys are asking, did I get the all-track? Did I not get the all-track? I didn't get the all-track, but that's something I want to achieve. So with that said, I kind of said, well, you know, I love cars. So what I'm going to do is collect all the cars that potentially I'd like to own, and that's how I started with the 1/18 scale collection. So I have the Skyline, was big into rally cars in the 2000s, as most of us probably are at this age. So I had the Peugeot, the Ford, the Corolla, Toyota Corolla, the Mitsubishi Evo, the Subarus, right? Subarus, and then kind of got to the daily driver with the Mercedes C63 AMGs. So this is kind of like my collection of the AMGs, because most of you probably know too, I have an AMG. And then Fast and Furious came along. We got the Ford F-150 Lightning, Ferrari. You know, hey, if I ever hit the lotto, I'd probably invest in a Ferrari. More Celicas, because I love Celicas. Now you guys kind of seen where the Celica thing came from. BMW Z3, that's a classic. My wife used to have a BMW. Always wanted an M3, so I bought this one. Kind of fell apart, so there goes it for BMWs. My all-track Supra, Nissan 300Z, old school, some Walmart special, some Subaru, Porsche. Everybody loves a 911, right? So that's kind of like where this started. And then one day, it was my birthday actually, and I went to the park and I saw these little guys with these RC cars moving about. I had no clue what RC cars were. And I just went up to the guy and said, hey, you want to get into it? And he sold me a car for $100. And I had no clue how it works, but I was so intrigued with how these little things work. So I got that one, and it just kind of evolved, which I'll show you what it evolved into in a few minutes here. But we're going to continue with the garage tour. So this is my little 1/18 scale collection. I got my workbench over here. In here I have chemicals. So just a whole bunch of chemicals, oil, you know, paint, all that stuff, and then just random stuff. Got RC batteries and chargers in here, hammers, and then this is just a jump drawer, right? So that's kind of like what's going on with the workbench. So let's keep moving. Let's keep going this way, and I'll show you what's up. All right, so we got our workbench. I got my little compressor. I actually bought this not for working on cars, but as most of you know, I'm super neat and super clean, and you know, when I was into RC, well, I'm still into RC cars, I guess, but when I got into RC cars, I needed a way to clean them. And those little cans that you buy that were like $10 each was too expensive. So I decided to invest in a proper air compressor. So when I clean these things off, when I run them, use a compressor, it cleans up the cars really, really nice. So this is a Harbor Freight Special, works great, just a little bit loud, but I enjoy using this and it's been good. My entertainment center, my old school radio, That's a classic. I thought about changing it, but it was my wife's and I wanted to keep it. And you know, this is gonna be like in a couple of years nostalgic, and it's gonna be worth a lot of money. So I kept that, my little sign, and my entertainment studio. So I got my little TV and my radio going on here, because you gotta be comfortable in your garage. So most evenings, if I'm not working on the car, I just gotta come hang out here, watch YouTube, listen to some music, and that's it. Just just have some fun. Got my skateboard here. Believe it or not, this is a Corey O'Brien. Don't know if you guys know this brand, but I got this from Canada. I used to have this in Jamaica. This was my skateboard as a kid, and I brought it up, got it fully restored, so I have it hanging here. So, you know, if you're a kid from the 80s, you just kind of love this stuff, and it means a lot to you, so I just kind of kept this here, and I really enjoy having it here. All right, got my flags, always representing from Jamaica. Love the US, so got to represent for countries. And that up there, my Moroso cooler, for all of you guys who live in South Florida, you know about Moroso. Unfortunately, Moroso is closed, so we no longer have a drag race park in South Florida, but that's the original Moroso logo, and that's what we used to go to Moroso with all the time. That little truck, I don't know if you guys recognize that. If you're from the 80s, Tonka. That's my old little Jeep from when I was a kid, so I brought that up too, and I've had it here. I have two girls, they have no interest in playing with that, so it's gonna sit in my garage and just hang five, all right? We're gonna work our way around. Good old Air Jamaica. So I'm a pilot, as most of you guys know, and bucket list item when you were a kid, you wanted to fly for Air Jamaica. That's actually why I got into aviation and started to fly. And right till I got my license, hey, Air Jamaica closed down and it disappeared. So I never got into flying, really, all right? But we'll keep moving along. You guys have seen the Gen 4 build. So this is for the MR2. This is what we're gonna put in the MR2. Nice and clean, looks great. I'm telling you, I just love it. It looks in the garage, but it looks cool. Love it. So you guys know all about that. And then this is really weird, all the tools. So, you know, you talk about working on cars, and you know, you gotta have some tools, but I mean, to me, I don't think this is a lot of stuff. It's not crazy amount of tools, but I'm just gonna show you what I have. Essentially, I have some impact guns here, electric stuff. And so I went with Ryobi because the batteries are the same, so you can just use all your tools. So I have a selection of Ryobis, couple torque wrenches. This guy, cheap guy, bought on eBay, works really well. It's not super powerful, but it does the job once you pull everything. Really, really helpful. And yeah, we just go down. I have, back when there was a Sears, I bought the Sears toolkit, and it came with pretty much every socket combination you need. Got some impacts from Harbor Freight, extensions, etc. So that's kind of like what we use for sockets. These guys, what I don't know what you call those. Bunch of screwdrivers, because you can never have enough. Sometimes I wonder why I have so much. Probably use all the 3 of these, but every now and again you need one. A specialty one. And now I have all the wrenches. So we got pretty much metric. I do have standard, which I rarely use, so I just kind of sit in this drawer. A couple of these wrenches for coilovers. This is the thing for the Mercedes to put the wheels on. And this pliers does not belong here. All these are special pliers. I guess they're all special pliers, but these are the regular ones. Those are kind of specialty where used to strip wires and do crazy stuff, aluminum cutters, etc., etc. So, bunch of pliers. Electrical, because you gotta do some electrical. So I got butt connectors, waterproof connectors, test meters, soldering iron, all of that good stuff here. Then this one has a bunch of glue. Harbor Freight, get your super glue from Harbor Freight. You know, silicone, all of that stuff is here. And then on the lower one, I got my, just random stuff. Hammers, wire brushes, sandpaper, all of that good stuff. And this one, I got drill bits and all these little clips for the cars. So as you can see, it's not a lot of stuff. I mean, over here is pretty much the same thing. Batteries, random stuff here, and then I just have some screwdrivers and sockets, and some RC stuff is in here. But that's pretty much it. That's what I use to work on these RC cars. So, sorry, the RC cars and the real cars. Believe it or not, that little thing right there on the bottom, those are all my tools for the RC cars. They're very small tools, so you really don't need a lot, and it does magic. So get yourself a separate kit to work on your RC car so you can move around. Alright, so we gotta use all the real estate we have because this is a 2-car garage and I want a 3-car garage, but I don't have one. So I gotta use the roof. So I started building these 80s BMXs right after my RC build addiction. and I kind of got carried away with them. So I built like 7 BMXs. I'm left with 4. Of the 4 I have left, this is a Columbia Freestyle. It's like an 86. One of the cheaper versions of BMXs from the 80s, but still collectible at this point. These things are going for crazy money these days, so I'm happy to have them and kind of glad I built them when I built them, because they kind of like MR2s, they got out of control. Prices are up on the roof. This one, I decaled it Haro, but it's truly not a Haro, just to be fully transparent. It is exactly like a Haro, chrome moly, very lightweight. The only difference is those rings you see on the back. A typical Haro does not come with them. But this was powder coated, nicely restored, this BMX. So I'm very happy to have this one. And I'll move over to the next 2 which I have, which are the pink one, that's a Peugeot. And that I didn't know Peugeot makes BMXs. It's a pretty heavy bike, but it looks really cool, and I love it. So I kind of restored that one. It came with like this Pepto-Bismol pink that I didn't like, so again I stripped it down to bare metal. I had it redone, everything was fully redone. So I have that. Again, you don't see those, so to me, if it's rare, it's collectible. And then the gem in the roof here is this Norco Freestyler. It's a Canadian bike. This is an 86. This was my bike when I was a kid. I did fully restored it twice. It's kind of hard to see, but if you see that little center piece right there, it has a bunch of signatures. When this bike was originally built, all the guys who built it signed the bike. So when I had this redone, I had my mom, my grandmother, my kids, my wife, and myself sign it. So now it's a signature bike for me. so this is kind of cool. That's very sentimental. I love it. And then we have the balsa wood RC airplane, fully retractable gears and everything. This thing is super nice. And you know, again, not much real estate to display, but I enjoy it in my little 2-car garage here. So I never flown this because I'm not an expert RC pilot. So I just kind of hung it here because I love it so much. And then I have this trainer right over here, which is a Cessna 172 trainer. So this you can mess around with and break or whatever. Again, it's been sitting here. I haven't taken it out, need to put a radio on it, but I don't know if I'll ever fly it. It's just sitting there, it will probably fall apart at this point, it's been there for so long. So that's kind of like the RC stuff, what's in the room. So let's get to the big thing that you guys have probably been waiting for. And what you're gonna see is essentially, if I had the option of buying enough cars, I'd get a warehouse, and this is what I would buy. So what we have here is my full RC collection. I had you guys guess how many RC cars I had. I kind of lost count myself. So as of right now, the total count is 32 cars, right? 32, and I have 2 for sale, but that technically those are out the window, so it went from 34 to 32. And it's a lot. I don't know if we're gonna be able to cover everything in this video because it is a lot. I could just kind of speak quickly and I go as quickly as I can on this. I can get more detail if you guys want, but what we got right here, this is a Traxxas. So some of these are discontinued models because I've had them for a while. Traxxas Fortec, this is a Traxxas 2.5. That's an HPI RS4, and this is RS4 electric. So again, this is very old school. This was the car they used back in the day to do high-speed runs, full carbon fiber. So a lot of this stuff, everything here you see is upgraded. Rarely anything is in stock trim. This one I had a brushless motor, I took it out. And then I did my Camaro body because everybody gotta have some work and muscle in their life. This is the Subaru. I built a replica to my Subaru. This is, again, is a Traxxas Fortec, but this is a very, very rare chassis. This is the carbon fiber chassis. I'll show you what the regular chassis looks like. I think, I have one around here somewhere, but most of the ones I have are carbon fiber. I think they made 3,000 of these, and as of right now, I have 3 of them. So this is one of 3 that I have. So I see I got everything intercooled. Just a little bit of detail everywhere. Everything very meticulously done, as you guys probably would have expected. So that's my Subaru. Then I got the GC, I forgot which one this is, but that's the World Rally Subaru. Again, that's another Fortec carbon fiber chassis. Everybody needs to have a 911 in their life. This was actually my first RC car. This is the one I bought at that park here in Miami, and comes with an upgraded engine, OS 0.18, full carbon fiber. These cars are very, very fast. This was the thing back in the day to race with. So this is kind of like the BMX. It's a keeper because this is the first one. and it runs great. When I got it, it didn't run great, but that time and effort went into it, so it looks good, runs good. Okay. This is a RS4 HPI RS4 Pro Drift. They didn't make many of these, and I got this one, and again, as with what you're seeing, got it fully upgraded. It's a full carbon fiber, brushless motor, has the orange pieces. So, and of course, who doesn't love an E30 BMW? So I'd love to one day own an E30 BMW. So until you get a BMW, you got one of these. This one, our HPI RS4 truck is a lot, guys. So I'm gonna try to go through this quick, so we don't here all day looking at RC cars. HPI RS4. This one is kind of special because it's like the one I just told you, the first one I bought, but this has what they call a big block 0.21 engine. Full aluminum, not the best thing to go racing because it makes it kind of heavy, but I had all these parts, so I figured I'd just throw them on. A lot of upgrades on this one, as you guys can probably see just by looking at it. And then we'll just keep going quickly again. I have the Megatech Dragster. Very, very rare. I had two of these, I sold one. But that's like a collectible item at this point for me, so that's never started, never ran. That's just all original there. And then I built this Losi XXS. That's a nice drift truck. It goes well with the color scheme with the Dragster. I got my Corvette. And this is a Fortec. This is more or less what a Fortec looks like in stock trim. Somewhat, it's upgraded with the blue screws and all that stuff, but again, you know. Lot of upgrades, guys. Everything here is upgraded with our nice Corvette body. I love this. Is my favorite Corvette. If I were to get a Corvette, this is the one I'd get. I love this one. All of these have custom LED lights built in, kind of like what you're seeing over there in my Supra. So I'll jump on the Supra and show you the lights. Let's see, full custom lights in the front, and if you look at the back, full custom light. Look at that. Check that out on the Supra. So that's a high level of detail that, when you're building these things, you know, most people don't spend the time to do it, but I do. These two, this goes about 80 miles an hour, brushless. Team Associate TC3, that's a Team Associate TC4. I built that for my daughter, that pink one, so we can go race together. The old EK Civic Classic, so I had to do that. That's Nitro, Team Associate Nitro NTC3 model. This Nitro model is again full carbon fiber, upgraded engine. So the theme here, as you probably see, is everything is somewhat carbon fiber, has an upgraded motor, full custom stuff. So I think I probably have two cars here that are original factory stuff. Everything has been touched and modified. So kind of keeping the theme of how I like to do stuff, right? Drift car, electric drift car, Nitro HPI R40. That used to be a race car back in the day. Full carbon fiber. This is my Evo. This is an RS4 with the rear exhaust, so custom exhaust to the back. So just a lot of custom work. And then we'll get into, you know, I won't go into so much detail, but we'll get into the Lexus family and the Toyota family, because that's, our channel is kind of Lexus Toyota, right? So here we have the Lexus from my buddy Kevin. He has one like that. He used to have a Lexus ST300 like this one. This is a Schumacher, older car. This was one of the fastest car when it came out back in the day. This actually has 3 speeds, right? Can you imagine an RC car with 3 speeds? So this thing is very fast. Out the box, I think it did like 85 miles an hour, and it has 3 speeds, so three gears in here. So this is kind of like a classic, another collector piece. And then we have our Lexus GS, we have our Supra, MK4 Supra, Toyota Celica, another MK4 Supra and a drift body. Classic MR2 that we have here. I always wanted a red MR2, so I didn't have one back when I built this, so I built a red one. It's actually a 94, 95 model, so love this guy. I was trying to find another body to do a white one to match mine, but can't find it. These things are discontinued. A lot of this stuff you can't find it anymore. I mean, even the Celica, this body, I've seen this Celica body selling for like 400 bucks, just the body itself. So very, very rare. And Jesus, this one is for you. This is my all-track with full upgraded chassis here. It's a Fortec brand new OS engine. Never started. I mean, this is just upgraded to the T. There's so many upgrades on this, it's ridiculous. But I put it on my all-track body because this is kind of cool for me. And my daily driver, this is the all-track I buzz around my neighborhood. So again, these are nitro cars. So here's my all-tracks. I got 2 all-tracks, the MR2 Super, and a whole bunch of Lexuses. I was never really into nitro trucks, but I built, as you can see, so many of the 110 scale nitro electric cars that I kind of got into the trucks and started to do that. So I have a Traxxas Revo that's pretty much fully stock. You know, it has the easy start and all that, so it's very easy to use. Does a lot of wheelies. This is an old school team associated MGT, has an upgraded big block 0.21 motor. So this thing is very, very fast. Actually, I think it's 0.28 motor on this one. Big block motor on this one. So yeah, very nice truck. It's pretty heavy, but pops wheelies like crazy. HPI Savage, a classic. Again, this even has a wheelie bar. This thing pops wheelies like on a dime. Upgraded 0.21 OS motor. And that's a Traxxas / electric car. Super fast. That thing just hauls ass. And just to kind of wrap it up here, we have, this is a full race car. Has a 0.21 upgraded OS big block again, upgraded motor, and this is a Serpent, right? So this is a Serpent. If you guys are into RC cars, you know Serpents are known for, you know, they're very expensive. You buy the chassis, you build it up, and they handle really well. This thing is awesome. Love this car. But again, it's a very old car. Serpent, I think I don't know if they're still around, but they used to come out with new chassis almost every year. So this one is kind of way back. So guys, this is a huge collection. I'd beg to say, this is probably the biggest RC collection in South Florida. So if that's not the case, if you got more RC cars than this, send me a comment if you're watching this channel. But hope you guys like it. You know, for me, it's pretty cool. I mean, if I could turn this into real cars, that would be awesome. I just get a warehouse, put it here, I'd retire and have fun, right? So this is kind of like a dream I've built because I just love cars. And you know, I hope you guys this inspires somebody to go buy an RC car, build some stuff, have some fun in your garage, and you know, hopefully it was entertaining for you. I noticed a Toyota channel where we do MR2s and stuff like that, but there's something a little bit different. So all in all, you know, our subscriptions are growing. We're 600 and almost 60 something now. I'm really hoping that by the end of the year we can get to 1,000. So if you have your friends, your family, or just even you go to your car meets, you know, tell them about the channel and let's see if we can grow this channel and turn it into something. Who knows, I might be able to buy a 3-car garage. So with that said, it's going to be our content for today, and I'll see you guys on the next one.